may have been a few that actually spent the night relishing the 9-0 beatdown of Texas. It's game 2 between Arkansas and the Longhorns. The dispatch cleanup.
Same guys that we saw offensively yesterday, just a few of them in different spots, but Ethan Mendoza has been their most consistent all year. He'll lead it off again.
And Gage Wood, who is again recovering from injury, third start since coming back, was awesome in his last one, and he will throw fastballs, and the first one out of the gate at 97 lands for a strike. 6 feet, 205 out of Batesville, Arkansas. A huge round of applause when his name was announced pregame. Mendoza behind 0-1. Breaking pitch, lands that one. 2 quick strikes.
Not one of those two. It's a mid to upper 90s fastball. You've already seen 97. It may show you more. Right-handers just haven't hit it all year. Is on a pitch count. Just the 5th appearance for Wood this year. Last time out was good. 3 scoreless against Florida. Didn't walk anybody. Struck out 5.
Let's go 0-2, and he just yanked that off. Ball 1. Kyle mentioned it. Shoulder impingement, missed about 7.5 weeks. And they're looking at around 60 pitches tonight. In a perfect world, he gets you through 5 innings. He's ready to go. Ryan Galvan steps in as we hang the backward K. How many will there be tonight between the pitchers for both teams? Real close to that called strike that just sat Mendoza down, but just off 1-0. 11 strikeouts last night for Zach Root, 14 for Arkansas pitching. Letter high fastball.
Yeah, he was all right last night. Punch out the side in the first, struck out the side in his last inning. 99 pitches, was still pumping 95 late in the game. And for Root, his best start in this uniform.
There's a breaking pitch. Boy, that is nasty after that fastball.
And it plays well for Gage Wood. He wants to live up just above the belt with that 4-seam fastball that has really good carry. Then you see that curveball that starts out of the same spot and just disappears.
Already 1 strikeout. That's a little high. You saw Zach Root. We're going to hear from him. We'll talk with him during this game. Find out what it was like to go up against a lineup like Texas, a school he considered going to as he came out of the transfer portal. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swung at it. 2 up, 2 down, and a very similar start to last night.
You know, we saw Matt Hobbs, a pitching coach, on Thursday when we came to see Dave Enner, and asked him about the weekend. And we knew we were going to get Root yesterday, and he goes, "Oh, yeah, and you get Gage Wood." There's an excitement about the way the ball is coming out of his hand right now. And you see exactly why early.
There is Matt Hobbs. 2 phenomenal pitching coaches on both these staffs as he breaks one off a little too far outside. And the respect between the coaching staffs on both these teams is as high as you can get.
Yep.
Schuessler beats a high one to third. That's fielded over there. And to first for the out. Good quick inning. Took him 10 pitches. And a nice play by Brent Iredale. We'll see the Hogs for the first time at the plate when we come back. Team. Their lineup looks like this. Davalon will lead things off. The Aloy brothers are real special. Bahiva, who's the shortstop, is going to be a mid-first round pick, it looks like, in this upcoming draft.
Yeah, little brother Cujillo, who's not really little about him, hits right behind him. Then next 2 in the lineup, Cam Kojal, the Vanderbilt transfer, 3-run home run last night. Carson Bowles got the start last night, gets bumped up in the lineup tonight. He hit the 2-run shot in the second to get the Hogs on the board last night. Get the left-hander Luke Harrison, who has been really consistent, and kind of this entire rotation has been for Texas the entire year. Against A&M last week. One of his best in the league this year. 6 innings, 1 run. It was earned. Walked just 1. Struck out 6. Has been really good against lefties. Problem is, not a whole lot of lefties in this lineup. Dave Van Horn, Nate Thompson, they're aware of that.
He's done this before.
We've put a few more right-handers in the lineup tonight for Arkansas. 7 of the 9 from the right-hand side, but they'll start with a left-handed hitting Davalon.
Yep. Former hockey player out of Canada, Quebec, Charles Davalon. Really good leadoff guy, gets on base, .355 your batting average, 5'9", 190. He was the only guy who didn't get a hit last night. He squares to bunt, and he looks at a fastball high and out of the zone. One of several in double figures when it comes to home runs. 1-1 on the outside corner. Avalon always wanted to play in the SEC. He just talks about the challenge and how it's a game of failure. Now it gets more difficult for Luke Harrison. It's Wehiwa Aloy, who has come a long way over his career here at Arkansas to become a legitimate. Last night, one to right field that was caught at the fence. Ended up 1 for 4 with the double. "17 home runs, 52 runs batted in. Near flawless play at shortstop, just 3 errors. Way outside. "66 runs scored, 72 hits. For one of the 2 Aloy brothers, his younger brother on deck. Does not get a piece of the corner, and now it goes to the advantage of Wehiwa Aloy. Growing up in Hawaii, those 2 right there. There's the brother who would watch college baseball, watch the SEC all the time, knew this is the league they wanted to play in. Swing.
Time 106 off the bat. Even if you hit it at somebody, it's not going to make for an easy play. Borba, she said Rav just couldn't get that glove turned over. Got to him so quick that he just tried to shift a little bit to it.
Here comes Wehiwa Aloy. Official score says that's a hit, so they get 2 now. And the first pitch misses up to Wehiwa. 11 home runs for him this season. As Kyle pointed out, he's the younger brother. He ain't smaller. 6'1", 205. Big pitch, 2-0. That's in there, 2 balls and a strike. Harrison at 6'2", 215 out of Lutheran South Academy. He was a quarterback in high school, obviously an outstanding pitcher in high school as well. This season, 11 games, a 2.81 ERA. He's 4-0. And he lands a good breaking pitch to even the count up at 2-2.
He could show you that. It's a fastball, cutter, changeup, slider combo that you'll see from Harrison. And again, we showed you those numbers. Against lefties, he's been very good. Against righties, that's where if he's going to give it up, it's usually to that side.
2-2. High chopper, going to be a very difficult play. They've got one, and a good one there by Borba to throw him out at first, but the runners move up. Second high chopper we've seen in the first inning. Well, here comes Cam Koschel. He hit a big 3-run home run last night, and he blasted it to the Giants scoreboard in right to the top of it. That's a real good one. Starts at his shoulder and bends in for a strike. The home run last night, 11th of the season. It's the same pitch. He was waiting for that one.
Just a little early on that one. He wasn't yesterday. Sexton smoked it. 411 feet on a full count cutter that was down in the zone, and that really broke it open. It made it 5-0 Arkansas at that point in the third.
0-2, at home.
Could change it real quickly right now.
It's a big pitch, the 0-1 now on a curveball to get ahead. They worked out of a second and third one-out jam in the first. Gave up a home run this inning and now dealing with the bases loaded. Foul ball. And that's exactly why, as a base runner, you stand in foul territory. Helfrich had to jump up over that. He happened to be in fair territory. None of these guys would do that because they've got all that experience, but you're out. All right, KP, 0-2. Where are we going here?
I don't think you want to throw a strike. And if you're going to throw that big breaking ball, you got to be careful about hitting a right-hander who's done that twice in this inning already. And change this one with one swing.
Now Kosel. A similar theme as well. The mistakes on the mound, not only the 0-2 pitch, but the hit batters, both of whom came in, as did the walk. On the inside corner for a strike call. It's a nice security blanket for Vahiva Alloy to know his brother is the guy coming up next. I've seen him since he was a little kid hitting balls like that. On the ground to second base, fielded cleanly by Rodriguez, and that will do it in the inning. But they are celebrating Hawaii here in Arkansas, and the game and 2 innings. Arkansas has outscored Texas 13-0. Gage Wood has been nothing short of spectacular so far tonight. Fastball misses. He gets Casey Borba. It's the bottom 3 of this lineup. 5 strikeouts, 6 batters. Borba, Farmer, and then Williams. Two balls and a strike. Pulled that one. You look at the bottom 3 right now, and one of the things you know about Texas, the good news is it appears as this Max Ballou, who went out with an injury, and when he did, he was hitting .358. He changes the entire complexion of the lineup. And that's the first hit of the night. Casey Borba delivers.
Talk about Ballou, and that is the shot in the arm that I think this Texas offense needs. Thumb injury has been out for upwards of 4 weeks right now. They think potentially SEC tournament that Ballou comes back. Big 12 Player of the Year last year for Texas. This year was on track to maybe be in that discussion for the SEC, but Jim Schlossnagle can't wait to write his name on a lineup card.
Farmer, whoa, man. Squared to bunt, head came towards the plate. The fastball was right near his head. For nothing. Chase to high, Cheddar.
Yeah, that's the one. If you're this Texas offense, you just got to force down. Wood wants you to swing at that every single time. It's just up and out of the zone. Not much, but one that's tough for anybody to square up at 95.
Breaking pitch right back to him. Wood will fire down to the shortstop, and Alloy bounces one over to first. No double play. It came off the bat so slowly, it took a while to get to Wood. It was only 38 miles an hour on that check swing, so they cut down the lead runner, Borba.
I know he doesn't turn a double play, but watch how quick this transfer is by Alloy. I mean, that is knowing he's got no time, even though it's a check swing, Farmer can really run. So didn't get out of the box great, but when he gets it going, he can get down the line. And Lloyd knew it, just didn't have quite enough time to get it.
Jonah Williams. And he got frozen there. Knee buckler on a breaking pitch to Williams, who is 17 years old, just a freshman. He'll be a safety on the football team. A true two-sport star in the making. Another one, and you can see the reaction of Jonah Williams, who probably hasn't seen many of these.
No, I mean, he's supposed to be a high school senior right now. They don't throw too many that look like that in high school. And he'll get there, man. He's incredibly talented, but it takes seeing stuff like that over and over again before you can react.
6. Well, that's just a veteran pitcher against a incoming freshman.
Yep, slow him down, and speed him up right there. First time through the lineup, 6 out of the 9 for Texas have gone down via the strikeout.
Back to the top of the order, Ethan Mendoza. Troy Tulowitzki will join us on the other side. We'll talk to the former superstar major league player who is committed to being a coach on the Texas Longhorn staff through batting practice, throws as good as anybody does. And the 1-0. A little high, 2 balls, no strikes.
Some confidence in a 2-0 fastball just to grab it and let it go, because Mendoza's sitting on one thing. If he lands a 2-0 breaking ball, so be it.
Leadoff single in this inning. Borba erased on the throw from Wood. We got some chirping going on here.
Steve Manley is asking Rylan Galvan to move back just a little bit, getting ready to swing, and he snuck back up there. Scott Kleins, the first base umpire, came running over. Jim Schlossnagel's got a few words for the home plate umpire early.
He went top step right away. After losing 9-0 and being down 4-0, I would imagine the fuse is a little shorter. Two and one with 2 down. He got him, and he is chirping again. Gage Wood is feeling good and feeling healthy. 7 strikeouts.
Kids are impressive watching them.
That's awesome.
Troy, I know, I mean, it's been a while since you played college baseball. Obviously, the environment, the day-to-day is a little bit different at this level than it was at the big leagues. How do you approach it with these kids after a night like last night, which happened in this game? But what do you say to them? Because you kind of have as much experience as anybody, just the amount of time you played.
Oh, KP, man, you know, when you get a chance to play 162, you know, it's on to the next one. So it's the same thing in SEC baseball and college baseball that, you know, it was a tough one last night for us, but we got to move on, get ready for today. And, you know, if these kids want to play at the highest level, you have to have the ability to shower well and, you know, get on to the next game, get on to the next play, get on to the next pitch.
That's the first I've never heard shower well. That makes sense. There's a lot of great players that come back to coaching and sometimes have a tough time relating to guys that quite honestly, aren't as good as they were. When you come back in a situation like this and you know that you can really teach, how have the kids responded to you?
Well, KP, it don't matter how good of a baseball player you are. These kids will see right through that. You got to get in the grind with them. You got to get in the cage with them, and that's one thing that I pride myself on is, putting in the time. I know it sounds crazy. I tell people all the time, but I feel like I was a self-made player. I wasn't someone that had all the tools and all the talent in the world. I felt like I had to earn it every single day. Even when I was in the big leagues, I was trying to earn it every single day. So I can relate to these kids trying to get better each and every day and, seeing big improvements year in and year out. And then they sit there and start to go, I see what you're talking about. I've gotten a lot better, from my freshman year to my sophomore year. And they understand that the hard work does pay off.
So lastly, do they all know who you are? I mean, I feel like obviously I've covered your entire career. Do all these guys know who you are?
I'm starting to get to that point where I think they have to pull up some YouTube videos. I don't know if that's good or bad, but like I say, it's good because at the same time, if they look at me as just a coach and I'm getting in there and making them better,
right,
then that's better to me. But some of them do remember me playing, or actually Matt Scott on our team. He brought a picture of me and him. He was in Houston. Rockies were playing the Astros, and he got a picture of me with him signing an autograph before a game. So every once in a while you get that story, and that's cool.
That's awesome. Hey, thanks so much, Troy. We appreciate it.
No problem. I appreciate
you
you guys and what you guys do for the game.
Thanks.
Yep.
Yeah, well, if they do go to the YouTube videos, they'll be impressed. They'll be like, oh. It's like watching, Jordan play basketball if you didn't know who that was. He was so good.
He was so good, and he was so consistent. And listen, man, he's so good at doing this. Jalen Flores had a chance to sign last year if he wanted to. And one of the things that Jim Schlossnagle talked to him about was, hey, if you come back, you get another year with that guy.
Right.
Every day to talk to you about how to play the shortstop position. Obviously, he was a heck of a hitter. He had 225 home runs in his career at the shortstop position.
Iredale lifts one to left, and that was an easy one for Harris out there. Go ahead.
But I think, and in talking to him, I talked to him for a while last weekend when they were playing A&M. He loves to be on the field. We were talking about it. He goes, my favorite place to be is in the cage. And it always has been. And just be around the game and without sometimes really like trying to teach or just having discussions with guys about the game, that's when they absorb the most.
Well, one of the knocks on college kids today, in fact, any kid, is their unwillingness to listen, to be the sponge. And I assume it takes a certain player to want to be coached, like you mentioned Flores. But boy, you don't know half of the things that Troy Tulowitzki has forgotten. So take advantage of these staffs and these coaches you have at these different colleges and their own experiences. Both of these staffs are loaded with guys that could absolutely be at or have been at the major league level. It's a really neat group of people to be around.
And listen, man, he could be a big league hitting coach yesterday if he wanted to.
Of course.
I mean, it would be essentially name your job if you want to go back. This is where he wants to be.
Yeah.
Is at this level working with kids of this age.
1-2 to Ryder Helfrich, and he hooks those for the second time. Left a breaking pitch up, and Helfrich delivered.
Would not shock me either if he's running his own program at sometime down the road. And it's, he's in a great spot to learn from one of the best college head coaches in the entire country and surrounded by guys that are really good at what they do. Nolan Cain's a great recruiter. We've talked about Max Wiener and his ability to mold pitchers. They're all learning from each other.
Yeah, we are staying at the same hotel that their team is, and you just saw the four of those guys sitting there last night after that loss. It wasn't like they were sitting there crying in their milk cups, but they were talking baseball. Boy, and if you could just kind of eavesdrop on that conversation. Yeah. Rocco Pepe as they go over to first. In a 4-0 game, Arkansas scored all four in the second. The big hit was a 3-run double from Kuhui Aloy. A 2-strike line shot to left. It got all the way to the wall and cleared the bags. Good off-speed pitch. Fresno State last year, Long Beach State earlier. His mom, Amy, played softball for Long Beach State. They went to the Women's College World Series in '92. So he followed where mom went to begin. This is third school. Sky high towards the line, giving a look at chance. Oh! Tough play for Schussler. He went over there, and that ball started to drift back towards the field of play.
There are many advantages to playing in your own ballpark, and one of them are plays like this. For Schussler, he's never done this at this ballpark, so you don't know exactly where that wall is. You can peek down all you want, but just comfortable with your surroundings can lead you to be a lot more confident and comfortable to go catch this ball. He's there in plenty of time, but the minute you make contact with that wall, it changes how you're going to go after it. In this case, it gives Rocco new life.
The name alone doesn't feel like somebody you want to give new life to.
Rocco.
Rocco.
No.
Sent 5 men to the plate in the first, 8 men to the plate in the second. Pepe the fourth this inning. On a 1-2. On the ground to short. Flores will go to second, and that will do it for the inning. Good inning for Luke Harrison. We'll get you an update on other action on the other side of the break.
And a major reason why OU's still in a really good spot in this league.
Good to hear Dare and company. Ryan Galvan. Breaking pitch lands. So Wood coming back after a bit of a break. Throws a strike. 42 pitches, fourth inning. On that pitch count. In a bullpen that is rested and ready to rock. Feels like if he can get him to the fifth, Jimenez, if he could give him multiple innings, would be their perfect storm, even though they got plenty of rested guys out there.
Yeah, they got about 5 or 6 that they're comfortable rolling in there.
Gage Wood has been absolutely dynamite tonight. And again, his third game back from the shoulder impingement, 7 strikeouts. And that
time around, Rodriguez just fouled the curveball off. Comes back with an 89-mile-an-hour split to get his 9th strike out of the game.
Up in the zone.
Yeah.
Now Flores. The vertical drop on the curveball has been crazy as he looks to make it back-to-back nights, double-digit strikeouts for starters. In Hogland, 0-1. This ball to center. And camping underneath it to make the play is Justin Thomas Jr. We'll talk with Zach Root. His buddy's doing the job as well. Root and Wood. 4-1 Arkansas.
If anyone, when we got multiple pitches were thrown in the zone for strikes in any count.
Yeah, the changeup was beautiful, kind of like that bunt right there. Eat it. Justin Thomas Jr. lays down a perfect bunt. He's on. So it kind of feels like there's some momentum going on right now with the offense, with what you did, with what Who's doing tonight. Like the pitching has been good. Do you feel that in that dugout?
Yeah, definitely. You know, we go out there and obviously starting pitching, everyone can agree that it hasn't really been what we wanted it to be. So, that was a big thing for us, just trying to get length out of their starters. And when your starter like I went last night just kept throwing up zeros, it gave the offense time to settle in and really get to their pitcher and get into the bullpen. And when that happens, it's a lot easier to pitch with a lead.
Hey, man, you had a chance when you went into the portal to go anywhere. I mean, it was a name that everybody knew when it went in and came from playing in a really cool environment. What was it about this place that you said that's where I want to go, and what's the environment like on a night like last night?
Yeah, I mean, the environment's second to none. It's a big rivalry game. You got 11 or 12,000 people here who, they know what this game means. I mean, there's not a lot of teams that Arkansas hates more than Texas from the old conference. So, but yeah, I mean, this was a dream school for me out of high. Why wouldn't you want to go to a school that just had the best left-handed pitcher in the entire country?
Right, who wore the same number you're wearing now.
Exactly.
What was that about? What was that like to get that digit?
Yeah, it was in the summer. Dave called me up into his office, and he just asked me if I wanted my old number from ECU last year, because our third base coach over there has 7, and he said that he'd give it up if I wanted to, but he said that Dave usually likes to give left-handed pitchers in the 30s, and 33 has been a pretty good number to wear around here. A couple All-Americans, the last couple of guys who wore that, so obviously I wanted to continue that tradition.
Yeah, I like that you and the coach are on a first-name basis.
I like that you just dropped a Dave on him right there, too. That's outstanding. We may clip that one up. What's he been like? I mean, he's one of the best.
Yeah,
he's been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, and there's a reason why he's one of the most. He's got a whole bunch of wins, and there's a reason. He's a great coach. He's got the name and the experience and the history, but he kind of lets us do our own thing and just kind of puts his 2 cents in, and he just lets us play, and that's great.
We got a great hitter up here. You know all about him, Vahiva Aloy. It's a 3-0 count. And now it's ball 4. What are the Aloy brothers like? This is a great chance to pull back the curtain a little bit. Tell the people at home who are watching what it's like to be on a team with these two.
Oh, it's great. They're the best human beings I've ever met. They don't have like one mean cell in their body. It's always laughs and just smiles. And I will say this about V: he's a good hair cutter. He cut my hair last week, and he did a good job. But it's great playing with them, and I like to stir the pot when one brother does better than the other. They always take it, and they're just laughing. They're great.
Now, how would you pitch to Kahio Aloy?
I would not throw him anything in the zone. Hopefully he's gonna swing out of the zone and chase something, because as of late he's seeing beach balls up there.
Yeah. His last time up, a double and 3 RBI. Thanks so much, Zach. We appreciate it, buddy.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, man.
Zach, go say hi to Dave for us.
Yep, standing ovation for Zach.
He was really good.
He was great. He's going down to say hello to Dave, I think. He's making his way down.
So great. Yeah, Dave talks to me about it sometimes.
Dave called me up to the office. Well, it slipped, and he could not make the throw across the diamond.
It's an unfortunate step for the Longhorns right there, because he hit so hard and Borba got there quick enough that he's definitely going to turn this if the throw's online. Bag just must be still a little bit slick. Doesn't take too much rain to come down where you got to hit it perfectly, just enough. Not on center right there to give Kojal a chance here with 2 on and 2 out.
Tough break for Borba, who played that beautifully. It also means more pitches now have to be thrown by Harrison. Off speed, sky to center field off the bat of Kojal. Does he see it? Yes, he does, and it's in the glove of Gasparino. Stays 4.
12 innings, give up 1 run, punch out 20, and walk just 2. By the way, the stuff really doesn't tick down right now. Gabe Gackel on
Yep.
for Arkansas. You could see some 97s, 98 with a hammer breakable.
Gasparino, the first to face him, and the fastball rides high. I mean, this was a legitimate National Pitcher of the Year candidate when the season started. The ERA is real high. And it's a hard one to figure out in talking with Coach Hobbs about it, because there are pitches that look like nobody can hit them, and then there are times where the control is just a tick off.
Yeah, and I think they've made the decision, at least for now, to put him back in the bullpen.
Right.
And Gackel, this is his 12th appearance this year, but of those first 11, 9 of them were starts. And everybody thought that's where it would be. Wasn't great in that role. Can be great here, and ultimately could be great in the starter's role towards the end of the year. Sometimes just going in the pen for a few weeks, resetting the mind a little bit. Stuff's not the issue. The kid's got plenty of stuff to beat anybody. But he's also a weapon coming out of the pen.
Like that. 1 and 2. Sometimes going to the bullpen simplifies things a little bit. Let's focus on 2 pitches instead of maybe the third or fourth.
And you don't think about it all night.
Right.
I mean, you show up, the phone rings, you start throwing as hard as you can, and you're in the game. Not a lot of comfortable at-bats for the Longhorns so far this weekend. You had Root with his A-plus stuff last night. Wood up to 98 with a hammer breakable, and then Gackel comes trotting in. And the stuff really doesn't tick down.
There's a few other arms out there.
Yeah, it doesn't stop here.
Carry that parade. Here is Casey Borba. It is amazing, too, KP, and we've seen around the conference tonight these great starts, deep starts, how that can just get everything back on track. You know, when you had successive starts of starters going 4 innings, 3 2/3, it wears a bullpen out over time.
Yeah.
And the reset has been pretty.
When they needed somebody to come in early, he came in the second inning and pitched all the way into the 6th. It really gave him a chance. Then they went to the high leverage guys at the end. But he can give you length if you want to go to the pen. And the way that Duplantier is warming up right now and still throwing, you would expect that he's coming in the game.
Well, Gackel's come in and struck out 2 of the 3 he's faced. As a staff, they have 11 more strikeouts after 14 last night. And Jonah Williams, I don't know, you'd figure probably happy not to have to look at Wood out there. But
you don't pop up and go, yay, I get 96, unless it's not the guy that was in there before. He is in this lineup. Jonah Williams, the multi-sport, so talented freshman, breaking ball on the inside. He kept it fair, too, which is pretty impressive right here. But didn't play last weekend against A&M. They wanted to make sure he was 100% healthy. Had a hit last night. Now a 2-out double right here. And Texas has 2 in scoring position here with 2 out. Top of the order coming up.
Williams has played in 5 games. He's got a hit in every one of them. And Schloss said, I got some left fielders, but this is the one that should be and needs to be in the lineup. So a big spot as we turn it back over to the top of the order, Ethan Mendoza. Absolutely changed the way that Jim Schlossnagle and company think about this game. Strike 1 to Mendoza. Oh for 2 with 2 strikeouts. That's off.
That's where you want to miss with that one, though. Just off the plate, may get an offer 0-1, just evens the count up, and now Gackel can still go fastball or breakable on this count, especially with first base open.
Nope, 2 balls and a strike. Gacko came in for Gage Wood and now in some trouble. 2 balls and a strike, 2 men on. Gets the call on a pitch that looked like borderline to even it up at 2-2, and what a difference that makes.
Yeah, 2-2 to 3-1
Yes.
right there, and that is the curveball. He's got 2 different breaking balls. That one just a tick below 80, and it evens the count back up.
Went back to it and he fouled it off. Feet to the fire early for Gabe Gackel as he finds himself protecting a 3-run lead, tying run at the plate. Mendoza has hit 5. 2-2. Shortstop Malloy circles, goes to first. He got him! His fielding percentage is off the charts. He's made 3 errors in 168 chances, and that was as big as.
But the heartbeat's right, man. And what Duplantier is very good at, what he was very good at last week, is just holding down the fort. Keeping everything right here, see if the offense can get it going. Last weekend went 5+ against A&M, did just that. Texas came from behind to sweep the Aggies. Tonight he'll try to do the exact same thing.
88th career appearance. 8th most in program history. Austin Wood, the all-time Longhorn leader at 118. That game against A&M, 5 2/3. 4 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 1 walk, a K. He threw 68 pitches. His goal, keep it here. Sidearm lands low to Carson Bowles. Bowles, Iredale, Helfrich. Iredale's got the home run tonight to right field. I guess when you're around long enough, you develop the nickname Unk, like Uncle.
He's earned that one. Gets to play with his little brother now, though.
Yes. Two balls and a strike to Duplantier. To Bowles, who struck out, grounded out to third. Arkansas won last night 9-0. Lead tonight 4-1, trying to win this series. And that is low. Count goes 3-1. This one should be cut off, or it does. And last night, I say similar play. He kind of got stuck in between. Tonight he makes the play, and Bowles retired. Brent Iredale next up. Homer to right on a ball that just kept flying and carried over the wall. There's the future safety for the Longhorns. Mm-hmm. And they're throwing a football 25 feet behind him. Look out. That one got the front hip of Iredale.
That's a nod to Tom House. He's kind of the first major pitching guy that encouraged throwing a football. They were throwing around before the game too.
Yeah, and Jonah was part of that before the game. He throws for, by the way, for what a spiral he throws.
Hey, Williams, he's listed as a left-handed pitcher too.
Yeah.
Hadn't thrown yet this year. You watch a kid play. I don't know that there's anything he probably can't do. On the field.
No, he can do that. As Iredale goes to first, another hit batter. This ball popped up sky high. Galvan will give it a look. You know, he actually did throw. Max Wiener was telling me the other day. He came up to me and said, I do pitch. And Wiener's like, all right.
Of course you do.
threw him on the mound. He said first few pitches, 92, 93.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
You weren't lying.
17 years old. His prom, high school prom, was last week.
He didn't go. I asked him. Well, and Steve Sarkisian, this guy's a 5-star safety recruit. I mean, he's one of the top defensive recruits in the country. And Steve Sarkisian told Jim Schlossnagle, he's yours for the spring.
Right.
Gone to some meetings and things like that, but he has been a baseball player since he's been on campus. He's going to have a busy summer, too.
Way outside. 2-1. Part of that has to do with Sark's background, of course, a baseball player.
Yeah.
He knows the sport, knows how important it is. I love the idea that he's willing to do that.
He threw out the first pitch when we were down there. Jonah caught it.
Oh, is that right?
Because
That's
he
awesome.
wasn't playing that
Yes.
night, but he went out and caught it.
That's awesome.
It was cool.
Yeah, Williams joined the team late. You can see he's kind of got his own beat out there in left field. But he fit right in, quiet in the beginning, and then all of a sudden sort of began as a 17-year-old in that locker room to assume a leadership position, have his voice be heard. Doubles in a game like this is another way to kind of reaffirm, I belong.
That's usually the way that guys are immediately drawn to you, is when they know you can play, and he can play.
That's ball 4 to Helfrich, and Lantier has got to throw some strikes so this one can get away. Down by 3. Yeah, KP, in the first 2 games, it's like a theme of hit batters and walks. It hurt him last night. It's hurt him already tonight. And in this inning, you got a hit batter and a walk.
I mean, Harrison's hit a bunch of guys this year, but aside from that, Texas has been really good about limiting base runners in general. It hasn't been the case today.
So the pitching coach, Max Weiner, goes out there. You never know what the conversation with Weiner is going to be about. He really does emphasize certain things when it comes to his pitchers. The first is to throw strikes, pound the strike zone, attack the strike zone. But one of the top line items for him is have fun, be yourself. Don't over stress this whole situation.
He's a star. It was interesting. Schloss was telling us in Omaha last year when they were both on A&M staff, hey, you wait till you talk to this guy.
Yeah.
And was in the Mariners system and played a role in developing a lot of those big-time Mariners arms that are in Seattle right now. He's going to get a lot of phone calls, but right now he's happy in Austin.
Yeah, I believe there's been upwards of a half dozen who have tried at the major league level. Rocco Pepe. And that one looked like it was a good breaking pitch. Started at him and came in over the plate just a little bit high, 1-0. One and one.
So there's a ton of things I like about this ballpark. They have an organist.
Yeah, they do.
You don't see the organist everywhere anymore. It's just that old school, you're at a baseball game feel.
Frisbee slider outside and a rain delay. I tell you, the organist earned his keep tonight.
About the whole time.
It was him. Oof. That's the pitch he's been trying to land, and he does so there against Pepe.
That is that left-hander, down below Frisbee that just go hit a bunch in the cage, but there are too many that look like that.
Kids are calling it the sweeper.
Oh,
yeah.
There's another one.
Yep.
I know that's the word for it now, is a sweeper. I wish that it would have been Frisbee. I mean, they could have picked any word at that point. It made a new word up for a pitch.
Years ago, when Jeff Nelson was throwing it for the Yankees, we called it a frisbee slider.
See? You were ahead of your time, Ralph.
Yeah, or so far behind we didn't come up with sweeper.
They wouldn't adopt it.
Pepe gets the call at first base tonight, right-handed hitter. Kind of lulls you to sleep with it, doesn't he?
Yeah, Duplantier can run it up 88, 89 out of that slot too. So it's not like he's thumbing it up there. So you got to get ready for a little bit of velo that you know if you're right-handed, it's coming in on your hands, and then that one just keeps moving away.
Here's JT. Justin Thomas Jr. has reached twice. Got hit by a pitch, scored a run in the second, part of that 3-run double. There is that fastball, just as you said, at 88. And then he laid down a perfect bunt, stayed on the dirt down the third baseline. How about the gauntlet that Arkansas is going through as far as their schedule goes?
Just starting. Go to Baton Rouge next weekend. That's always a comfortable place to play. And come back home and get the Vols coming to town.
Good take. Got to frame it as an opportunity to knock off some of the best teams in the country and solidify all sorts of opportunities with buys at the SEC tournament and hosting different regionals and super regionals. It's the number one team. These are teams that have both been at the top this year.
Talk about that top 4 seeds of the SEC tournament. That gets you a double bye till Thursday. So you hang out, wait, make sure your staff's ready. You're also playing for those top 8 national seeds. And Arkansas comes in at 15-7 if you finish with 19 wins, so go 4-4 the rest of the way. You're squarely in that discussion. You finish at 20 or 21, you're locked.
Yeah.
So it stands right now, Texas with a 19-2 start in the league. These losses giving themselves a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, so who's Arkansas got on their schedule?
Oh, it's those other two.
The other,
oh,
the
yeah,
other
those
3.
guys.
3-2 pitch. No, just missed inside. Duplantier wanted it, didn't get it. We are loaded again with Hogs. There is some pop in this bat. Charles Davallon. Iredale at third, Helfrich at second, Thomas at first. Gets the call on a pitch at the knees.
Talk about the high trust factor for this guy. And it's why right now there's nobody on the mound in that Texas bullpen. It's a 3-run game. It's tight. You got the bases loaded. But as of now, this is Duplantier's game.
Great pitch. Davallon way out in front of it. A changeup. Got to be careful with that sweeper. This time they set up outside. That one got him. I think it hit him, and it's going to bring the run in. It wasn't a sweeper, but the risk was obviously coming inside and hitting him. Davallon will take first base. Another run for the Hogs.
I think that it definitely hit him. It bounced, but it hit him. The concern right now for Duplantier is how big the misses are. The misses have been significant. This is a changeup, I think, that he just held on too long. And cut off of him.
Bases are loaded.
So to go as a hit batsman, Davalon heads down to first. And again, the self-inflicted wounds for Texas
The whole
get them
series.
again. Iredale comes in to score. He was hit by a pitch. That's how he reached. They've hit 4 more today.
And it just feels like they have been flirting with disaster every time because the Aloy brothers come up in these situations. That was one to hit for Vahiva, who has been walked twice and singled his first time up. That's the telling number, the 4 of the 5 runs by walk or hit batter. Phenomenal numbers with runners in scoring position. Too far inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Vahiva's got a whole routine on balls. He spins that bat under his arm, walks away, steps back in. There've been some borderline pitches too for a guy that doesn't have great control. That's probably costing him. He falls behind Vahiva Aloy. The hog pen is ready. Oof, good one there. He was way out in front of it.
It takes a minute, though, before that thing starts moving.
It does.
And so hitter, you're reading fastball right away. Aloy read fastball, and then the movement of it goes away. You can see the control issues so far. So for Duplantier, this is his first inning, already up to 32 pitches, just 13 of those strikes.
2-2, trying to keep it here. Up the middle, it goes over the bag. The play to second is in time. It was not easy. Rodriguez flipped to Flores. He put the foot on the bag when Davalon got there. And Duplantier avoids disaster. Duplantier gave up just 1. It's a 4-run game. And given the guys still out there in that pen, feels like they got to do something here. Maybe a crooked number to get this thing back within striking distance. Galvan, Schussler, and Rodriguez. Two and one. Starter at first base last night. Reese Robinette is now at first base. Pepe out of the game. That's off. 3-1. There's been some stress for Gackle since he came on.
Let's trust that one. 3-1 count. He's got a really good breaking ball. In fact, 2 of them. But they throw 95, 96. They come back with a 3-1 breaking ball to work it back full.
Well, he clearly has a pitch in mind. That's a good battle back and a good decision by Gackle on which pitch he wanted to throw.
That's a big spot right there because it's a 3-1 count. He comes 3-1 breaking ball, and Rylan Galvan swings through a 3-2 breaking ball right there. You get leadoff man on, middle of this order coming up. Probably start to get action in that Arkansas bullpen because it is just a 4-run lead right now, but instead he strikes out Galvan to start the 6th.
Kimball Schussler. Yeah, and you know, sitting here, we have such a great vantage point. The pitch before that one that he swung at and missed was the one that caused him to swing and miss.
Yeah.
because that pitch was
They've
borderline
expanded a
off
little
the
bit.
plate, man. And he got the strike call. Yeah, he's given him that pitch on the outside corner. And it goes even 1-1. Gackle and Davalon are smart enough to keep going out there.
Yeah. And keep going a little further.
Yeah.
Go a little bit further and see how far you can take it.
That time was straight gas, 94 up in the zone. Longhorns have struck out in 2 games to this point 26 times. He let that ball travel on him, and he fouled it off down the right field line. Got pretty deep on Schussler. There may be a chance for Robinette, who made one up against the wall last night, and he can't go 5 rows deep. Can't. He's long-armed. He's real
Thought
tall.
about it. Oh, can't get quite that far.
Who's that superhero that had that ability to just have
Go
those?
Gadget.
Yeah, imagine if Go-Go Gadget were a first or third baseman or an outfielder.
Be getting paid some decent NIL.
We'd like to introduce GG Gadget. He'll be playing first tonight. Gackle's ready, so is Schussler on a 2-2.
It's pretty good work to get a piece of that. 3-2 breaking ball at 87 that started in the zone, and when it got there, it was not in the zone. Schussler gets just enough to stay alive.
Yeah, the pitchers for Arkansas the last 2 nights have done a tremendous job of avoiding the barrel. Gackle, the 13th tonight. And Schussler and the home plate umpire are having a few words with each other. Jim Schlossnagle comes on out and picks up the bat for Schussler.
Schussler obviously thinking that bat didn't go quite around far enough. My issue with these, Rav, is that's why Scott Clyde's standing at first base.
Yep, I agree. And that did not look like the bat went too far around.
If it's like job number 1 is call a ball or strike.
Right.
And then ultimately the only job that the first base umpire has in that spot is on a check swing. I would just, I don't know if it was right or wrong. I would just prefer Scott Clyde make that call. It was not a swing. That backside give way too, just to give himself a little bit more time to hold the barrel off. Can understand why he's frustrated right there. It's 2 straight strikeouts on 3-2 breaking balls for Gackle.
Neither of which may have been a strike. Texas has run into a hornet's nest so far in the series with the pitching of Arkansas. And you knew it coming into this environment, it was going to be that way. Largest crowd of the season, over 11,000 to watch it. There's been a number of seasons 22 for sure, but there have been a number of seasons where these fans had such high hopes and they've been dashed. This is another one of those teams that has the potential to win the whole thing.
Yes, they do.
Another 1-2 on the way, and another foul ball that will go into the seats on the left field line.
Dave Van Horn made an interesting comment to us when we were talking to him the other day about the weekend. And he was talking about we need some length out of the starters. But then he said, you know, we're usually going to out-hit you once.
Right.
We're just going to beat you offensively once. That's the type of offense this is. If they pitch, especially from the starting rotation, they're going to pitch out of the bullpen. If they get linked out of the starting rotation, they're as good as anybody.
Good at bat here by Adrian Rodriguez, cleanup hitter tonight. He's seen a lot of different offerings. The kitchen sink's been thrown at him. He's fouled a few balls off speed and fastball.
Here comes the slow curveball. That one that's 78, 79. They've been able to get it underneath the bat of Rodriguez a couple times today. Should just stop guessing at pitches.
No, it's going to be this one. This is going to be it.
Set.
You saw so far into the future, we skipped the previous pitch.
Yeah.
I liked how you definitively said this is going to be the slow one.
This is going to be the slow one. Keep saying it. Speak it into existence.
Oh, the knees. Oh, the Horns are frustrated, and the Hogs pitchers are putting him in a vice grip right now. 5-1. Junior, big kid, 6'4", 222. Out of the great city of Memphis, Tennessee.
First couple of years at Ole Miss, and was high-profile guy coming in. Just didn't quite go the way that everybody thought that it would. Mostly in a starter's role, now in a relief role. And Max Wiener's dropped that arm angle down a little bit. And it's changed the stuff for Saunier. Last week against A&M, he looked pretty good.
Well, he starts off Kahio Aloy with a first pitch strike. Obviously, the Aloy brothers grew up playing baseball. Dad was a baseball player. He exposed him, both of them, to Williamsport, Omaha. When they were young, 12 and 13, they made a trip to Omaha to watch the College World Series. Vahiva played all the way to the San Bernardino Regional Finals. His dad was the coach of that Hawaii team. And now doing it at the next level. Oof, boy, that was swinging for the pen.
That was pen bound.
Growing up, Kahio was known more as the hitter, and Vahiva the fielder who could hit. But if you were to sort of put him into different categories, Vahiva was the fielder, Kahio, and it was Kahio who was always hitting balls to Vahiva in the field. One way to become a great fielder.
Ball that just caught way too much to the plate. Kahio Aloy pulled those hands in, drove it out to left center, turned a one-run game into a four-run game with one swing.
Cam Kojal. That's good stuff right there. KP 92 with a little more life on it than it registered. A rare transfer out of Vanderbilt. Kojal. Of course, you transfer from Vanderbilt, and then what do you got to go do against Vanderbilt? Hit a couple of homers.
Yeah, he liked going back.
Mm-hmm.
Kojal had a big weekend that weekend when Arkansas swept Vandy.
He started 35 games for the Commodores, hit 284, hit 5 homers. Only Parker Noland, who went to South Carolina as a grad student after the 23 season, one of those guys that transferred from Vanderbilt. They don't usually lose starters.
No.
Yeah, go back to the concept. The feedback as a pitcher you get from hitters is something that you'd think would then be used the rest of the game that you're on the mound.
Yeah, I mean, it should be, and most of the time is. The hitter's reaction dictates what they want and what they don't want, what they're comfortable with, what they're not comfortable with. The swings for Arkansas, and it's way small sample set, but since Sonia came into the game, are the most uncomfortable
100%.
swings that we've seen the last 2 days. They're not seeing it great out of his hand right now.
You're picking up what I was laying down. That was good.
Look at that. It's like we've done this together.
Yep. Hit hard. Look at where the second baseman is playing, and he could throw one that way because the ball was hit over 100 miles an hour. Nice job out there by Adrian Gonzalez as the short fielder in a softball game. Playing basically shallow right field.
That's been a hit for 120 years.
Yep.
Not anymore.
Look.
Yeah.
35,
Gives you a little bit
40
extra
feet.
time
Wow.
to react to the ground ball.
I've seen them all. That one was deep.
And they're playing on grass. There's a lot of times you may see that if guys are playing on turf because it's going to get to you a little bit quicker.
There's not many guys. I once saw Orlando Cepeda. Remember Orlando Cepeda?
Yep.
Get thrown out at first base in a major league game on a ball hit to the right fielder. He hit it really hard. B, he wasn't lightning fast down the line.
I would assume late in the career.
Yeah, you're very late. Nope, 3-0 to Bowles. I think the Longhorns are a little frustrated with the calls behind home plate, and I think that is exactly what's going on right now.
And I also think it's very understandable.
Yeah.
There have been some borderline pitches that have gone against Texas that have looked to be down and out of the zone, and a few off the plate right there. And Jim Schlossnagle had kind of held his tongue throughout this game, but that time he started getting on Steve Mattingly pretty good.
Three-1 to Bowles. Oh, with an off-speed pitch, and it missed badly. Walk. Four hit batters, 5 walks. That's a recipe for a loss
Today.
It's still a game that Texas can win.
Yes.
It's only 5-1. Iredale's had a good day. A homer. He has scored twice. He also got hit by a pitch.
Arkansas has left 9 on in the first 5 innings.
One of the things in a game like this, if it turns, you're absolutely going to look back on. Missed opportunities. Iredale's homer just crawled over the wall and right. Oof, he saw that one big and his eyes lit up. There's your guy.
I mean, he should be getting time and a half tonight. He went 45 minutes straight in the rain delay.
Good pitch. Came in at 79 miles an hour. Let's see, we got to get our guy a plate of something in there. He's been working hard. I look like a bottle of water, and that's it. Like, can we get him some grub?
Can you eat and organist at the same time? Is that allowed?
Tweeners. between innings.
Tweeners. Do you remember?
Oh boy.
Do you know the only place where the organist was thrown out of the game? It happened.
I'm sure it did. College or major league?
No, minor leagues.
Oh, minor leagues. Pawtucket.
Rosenblatt Stadium.
Is that right?
Omaha Royals game.
What song incited that? Wow, he hit. It's a 5th hit batsman of the night for the Longhorns.
Apparently, the home plate umpire doesn't appreciate it if you start playing 3 blind
Oh,
mice.
yeah, sure, okay. I mean, I don't know why they
And
would.
he turned around and heaved him, and that was it.
There you go. Look at our
So
guy.
don't go there. Don't go there. Yeah, you can't do that this weekend. Any other weekend, you get away with it. Just don't play 3 blind mice. We're all right. Or do. It'd be really interesting.
I think he should go there. Another opportunity, 2 men on, another hit batter. Arkansas allowing Texas to stay in this game. Helfrich has reached all 3 times tonight. 2 balls, no strikes. They've got 6 hits. They've been hit 5 times. 2 balls and no strikes to Helfrich. 3 balls, no strikes. And now Grayson Sarnier is under a lot of pressure. Taking 1 or 2 here.
Taking at least 1 for sure. You free him up right here. You're going to get a fastball. I'd be shocked if you don't. Helfrich can ride one out of here and really, I would say, create the distance that you think the game maybe should have at this point. He could do with 1 swing.
5-1 game, 2 on. 2 outs, 3-1 pitch on the way.
Slider. These don't work. 9 walks. They've hit 8 guys in the first 2 days. This coming from a pitching staff that's top 5 in the country in ERA. They haven't walked guys the whole year. But against this offense, this environment, this ballpark, you do it at some point, you're going to pay for it.
Oh, and 1-1 counts. This is a game that's got to give you some headaches. They love this kid's bat, too. Reese Robinette hasn't had a ton of chances to do it, but kind of cut out of the mold of Heston Kjerstad. Big lefty with all sorts of power on a fairly easy stroke.
You got to get you one of those beer lids, too.
Yeah, I definitely would wear that. I got a Hawaiian shirt and a beer lid.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That's the combo America's looking for.
Robinette with him loaded. Bowles, Iredale, Helfrich, your base runners. Chance to blow this thing open. No, that's missing. 2-1. Nine base runners have been left on already by Arkansas. Big pitch, 2-1. 2-2 came inside with a fastball at 88. Does Ribby the Razorback know that his head is so large, if he walks in front of our booth, we can't see the
Affects your
field?
sight line. That's not high on Ribby's care list right now. He's got a little mini bat, too, so you better be careful. Come up, smoke you.
2-2. Did he go? No. And the Longhorns bench has a reaction you can predict. Steve Mattingly is becoming obsessed with the theatrics of Texas's bench. The frustration is that's exactly how the last half inning ended for Texas. Check swing called third. That's why Schlossnagel's doing that. Sonya's done a nice job not letting Robinette get those arms extended.
Nobody has. I mean, the only issues in the inning have been issues that he's created. He's walked 2 and hit 1. They haven't taken great swings, but they're one good swing away from breaking this thing wide open.
Seventh walk issued by Longhorn pitching. Bear hats stay on. The pen is ready. Flags are flying. And a swing and a miss from Justin Thomas Jr. There he gets ahead 0-2. You think the reason Texas has kind of gone the way they are and not having anybody warm up is because they also know what's in Arkansas's bullpen and it's a 6-1 game?
I think that's some of it, yeah, and I think some is, I mean, at this point, you want to make sure you got all the bullets you can possibly have for tomorrow.
Right. Thomas Jr., left center field. This one is deep at the wall, caught. He gave it a ride. He's got 7 homers. He would have loved a little granny, but no, it stays in the park. And we stay 6-1.
Starting to hit some balls out of the ballpark.
Well, here we had a ball nearly go out of the ballpark, KP, but instead 3 men left on, 3 more men. How many is that?
12 in 6 innings.
They've left an entire busload of people on the bases and still lead 6-1. We go to the 7th. Gackel still on. Jalen Flores, the shortstop. Boy, that's been a strike most of the night right there, and it's a ball off the plate. We go 2-0. Yeah, he's kind of had a smile on his face. He realized how close he was to going grand slam. 2-1. Didn't feel like the sound of the bat indicated he had got all of it. He hit it about 370 feet, where he needed about 376. Good fastball. 2-2. Beauty of this sport, and you can be the best team in the country. You can come in on a 10-game winning streak. Arkansas lost 3 series in a row, and one team just looks completely undone.
Yeah.
And it's the #1 team in the country. With the walks and the hit batters matching the hits that Arkansas has.
And Texas struck out 28 times in 2 games so far. Arkansas struck out 11.
Gackle looking to his third baseman, who's now almost in fair territory. Iredale is there to make the play. Five different teams ranked number one before May 1st, KP. It's the first time since D1 began their poll in 15. A little game of musical chairs.
Yeah. Arkansas is one of them. Texas is one of them. LSU is one of them. Tennessee's one of them. Who am I missing? Another one. There was another one. Does that make 5?
Yeah, you're at 4.
Yeah. It was the Aggies preseason.
Oh. That's a good pitch right there. A 1-1 curveball, bottom of the zone, and Aloy behind 1-2.
What's crazy is through all this, it's a 5-run game. I mean, it's still within reach if you're Texas, and they haven't done a whole lot right in 2 days.
To me, we asked that question. What's that line of demarcation when you're chasing a win, when you're not? At 4-1, it felt like you can think about it. At 5-1, like you can't.
No. Not with your top guys.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
But I think, too, you got to see enough out of your offense to feel like
give you some reason.
We're going to take a chance out of the pen.
Yep. Hudson Hamilton warming up. Yeah, that part I absolutely agree with. 2-2 to the dangerous Aloy. Underneath it. Into the triangle out there. Who's going to get it? And it is going to be Flores, the shortstop, who finally says, I'm taking charge. Back-to-back pop-ups brings up Kahil Aloy. Looks like he will end up in the outfield maybe next year, right field.
It's the way it sounds, yeah. He's going to be in the lineup, I can promise you that.
That looked like a little pitch comm issue. Mattingly had his notebook out there to write up a violation, but no violation. It looked like a cross-up because there was absolutely no effort by Galvan to go up and get a pitch that was in like that. Hard hit to Hopper. Flores has it, and he throws sidearm over to get the out. The Aloy brothers both go quietly, a 1-2-3 inning. We're through 7 at 6-1 Arkansas. New pitcher Aiden Jimenez, after Gackle did a good job. Jonah Williams slashes one.
This just kind of continues that cavalcade of arms that comes out of the Arkansas bullpen. Jimenez's numbers this year have been outstanding. 4-1. 1 save, 28 2/3 innings, giving up 21 hits, has walked 3, struck out 30.
It's a great way to illustrate not one way to get guys out, different deliveries, different body sizes, different velocities, different movement. Kind of over the top here. This ball gets some backspin on it to right, and Williams is going to be retired. He dropped the head on it. Bowles was there to make the play. Yeah, you get to Omaha, KP, and it's always sort of they've limited who are the guys we trust out of the pen. It's generally not a lengthy list. It feels like, and I know Texas, we didn't get to see it our first 2 games here. They got a pretty good list. Arkansas's got a long list.
The other thing is there so many off days in Omaha early?
Yeah, you don't need them all.
If you have 6, 7 arms that you really trust,
Yeah.
a lot of times that could be enough to get you through the whole thing.
Yep.
You need more arms sometimes to get through the SEC tournament than you do to get through the College World Series.
What do you make of the format change?
I like it. I like it, actually, because I think there's a significant advantages to being top 4, top 8. You still give everybody a chance to make a run through it. But if you're going to make a run through it and you're playing on Tuesday, there's 4 teams not playing on until Thursday, you've accomplished something.
Third pitcher for the Razorbacks, Dave Van Horn. Matt Hobbs. They got another tremendous start, and it's going to be the headline tomorrow is how good Wood has been and looked again as he continues to work back from that shoulder surgery, like shoulder impingement, I should say. Like that's going to be the headline.
Yes, and it should be.
It should be. Rare miss on a 3-2 pitch from an Arkansas pitcher. And a walk.
This is second walk of the night for Arkansas Arms.
We got 14 strikeouts?
Yeah. Last night they walked 3, struck out 14.
They're stuck on 14 strikeouts back-to-back games. Ryan Galvan, strike 1. Well, it's stunning, though. You get another base runner on and a blast, and just like that, it's a 2-run ball game. Feels like it should be 20-1.
Yeah.
Just missed. Galvan's got a blast that came in the 4th inning.
That's the only run Texas has scored
In the series, yep.
this series.
Screen Fielding surrounded by 2 strikeouts, and a fastball there challenged him at 90 up. Thought about it, but it stayed up in the zone. A little coaching from Charles Davalon behind the plate. Stocky and strong. For the fan, sometimes.
And your parents.
And your parents. All right, Iredale trying to go yickety yak for the second time tonight. I got a wind blowing out day, but I mean, how many times do you think? And pitchers are amazing. You guys know when a guy hits it, like that's a homer. I know it's, you know it. There's no question that Harrison didn't believe that ball off Iredale's bat was going out.
I don't think he should have.
He should.
We didn't.
So
the right fielder didn't.
How often did that? Like, do you remember that? Where you're like, wait a minute, that ball just got out of here. I mean, not that you gave up a lot.
No, I gave up my fair share.
The ability of the pitcher to know the sound, the trajectory, the reaction, you almost can read the pitcher before you can read anybody else.
It was never a fun feeling when the ball came off the bat and you immediately start yelling for another ball. And there were certain umpires that wouldn't give it to you. Some would, but there were others that wouldn't, and then you're getting even more ticked.
Oh, sure. Oof. Were you like, how did you do that? Were you ball please? Were there expletives in there?
And then volume would go up a little bit more. If you didn't get it, volume would go up a little bit more, and then there may be an adjective mixed in the middle of it.
Is there one particular homer that sticks with you? Or do they all generally feel the same? Crappy.
Some crappier than others. Yeah. Brandon Larson hit 3/4 of the way up the light standard at Rosenblatt. That was cool.
For who?
Wow.
For Larson?
I didn't know I could give one up that far.
Runner goes. That's ball 4. That was ball 4. Had it been strike 3, we would have had double play. Second walk of the inning, and we have now thrown 9 walks in this game. That man would like this game to end now.
Yes. Yep.
Hamilton to Helfrich. Down the line, and it will be foul. See, the crowd here got very excited because there hasn't been a lot of that. There's been a lot of walks and hit batters. That was a ball put in play. End of the bat.
They haven't had a hit since the 4th inning.
Maybe the hitting coach should do what Hobbs did and say they didn't pay to come and see a hit only through 4 innings. They paid to see hits every inning.
Nate's going to break that one out tomorrow pregame. Hey, everybody in. Everybody in.
Yeah, that's been a very effective pitch, even at 76 miles an hour.
Split right there from Hamilton. You can see him grab it before he goes into his glove.
Punches out Helfrich. Imagine if you could see the thought bubble of an umpire in a game.
You got to have that kind of technology coming pretty soon.
I just got to believe it's around the corner. Looks like Jim Schlossnagel's making a change. We'll go left on left when we come back. 2 more men on for the Hogs here in the 8th. 6, and his name is Ethan Walker. Sophomore out of the great state of Virginia.
Commonwealth.
The Commonwealth of Virginia. Reese Robinette, 2 men on. Strike 1. That's the second time tonight Reese thought about pulling the trig and he didn't go for it. Now he's behind 0-2. Walker sporting a nice little stash out there, a little early Raleigh Fingers mustache. I wonder if Max Weiner, who is their pitching coach, had anything to do with that. He is the coiffeur. On the ground, charging. And Robinette is close play. Good hustle down the line. That will end the inning. KP, we're going.
Probably hits you a little harder when you're under a tent.
Yeah. No quit, though. Traveling violation. Let's get that phone blowing up, people. Tell him he is on and he is in. Ninth inning, Adrian Rodriguez. Foul. Yeah, they're celebrating, of course, Hawaiian heritage, thus the Hawaiian shirts. The lays around the neck. I believe, is he sporting like a... What's on the bottom there? What do we got, KP?
Skirt.
Okay.
Buying into the
Full.
Hawaiian night.
$15 strikeouts for the Hogs tonight. Pretty good statement. I know that Texas did not play nearly its A game, B game, or even C game, but a good statement for the Razorbacks.
They took advantage of it, and they've really pitched the first 2 nights. I mean, Texas has not been great offensively, but a lot of that has to do with the guys that are standing 60 feet away the last 2 days.
That's 1-2 and a strike away from taking this series, winning the first 2 games. Nope. Giving it a look, giving it a run. Oh, what an effort, man. There was some serious determination on Avalon's face. He wanted a highlight reel. He was going rose deep. He was going shrimp hunting.
Maybe some tails out there. You never know.
Arkansas has outscored Texas 15-1 in this two-game series. And this should do it. Yep, it does. Not necessarily the way you would catch and lost. That's their 8th win against the number 1 since 15.
It's pretty dominant 2 days for the boys in red. And I have a feeling that your friends out in the Hawk Pen are going to show up tomorrow too. Arkansas with a chance to sweep the number 1 team in the country, make that postseason resume look even better. And so far this weekend, they've looked every bit the part of a national championship contender.
Rude outstanding last night. Wood outstanding tonight. Arkansas dominant so far against the number 1 team in the land with 1 more to play. For Kyle Peterson and our entire crew here, saying so long from Fayetteville. Darian Noka, Tori, Todd. They're in the studio with SEC Now. It's all yours, fellas.
Situations maybe can be hung up for them, but thinking maybe a reaction.
Good.